AB, it's equals to -1. Okay, so obviously we can just cross multiply, then divide by b, which means the gradient of AB will be equals to -3/4. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that means we now have the gradient of AB. Obviously, we know this is the form in which mx plus c. I can just straight away substitute -3/4 plus c at where n, the x value is equals to 3 and the y value is equals to 2. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I've just started with the equation for AB because I've calculated the gradient of AB, which is that it's substituted there. So now I'm going to use that point to calculate the C value. Okay, so obviously y is equals to 2, which is equals to -3/4. The x value is equals to 3 plus c. So the answer that I'm going to get when I solve this, it's going to be the c value. So it's obviously 2. Then you move all of this to the other side, and then it should give you the value of c. Okay, so let's check what happens. So obviously when you move it to the other side, it changes that negative sign to be a positive sign. So it's more like you say 2 plus a fraction button is 3/4 into 3. It's equals to, then I'm getting 17/4. So ladies and gentlemen, that means this is why it's equals to -3/4x plus 17/4. Okay, so in simple terms, ladies and gentlemen, that means the equation of AB, or the equation of the diameter, it's equals to that. Okay, so this is the form in which they requested that equation to be. Please do make sure that you note this formula, because I'm thinking we might need it somewhere as we continue with our questions. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, in terms of allocating marks, so I think let me see, where can we give you the first mark, ladies and gentlemen? I think this is where we can give you your first mark. Okay, so obviously for you to be able to calculate the gradient of AB, you deserve a mark. Okay, and again, for correct substitution of these values, we give you a mark. And lastly, this is where you score your final mark. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how you solve or answer question 6.5. Okay, so let's quickly move to question 6. Which question is it? It's question 6.6. Okay, so question 6.6, ladies and gentlemen, it says show that the coordinates of A are Z. Ladies and gentlemen, it's very, very much important that we locate our A. Remember that point A over there. It's an interesting question, ladies and gentlemen. This is that point A. And remember, at that point, what happens? This is where we've got that line. Remember, this is that K all the way up to that Q, and this is B. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the point of intersection of these two lines. An interesting question and a straightforward question. Remember, we just calculated what is it, ladies and gentlemen? The equation of that AB. Okay, what was it? I think it was y is equals to -3/4 x plus 17 over, was it 3 or 4? I think it was 4, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I think it was 4. And remember, we're given the equation of this one, which was y, it's equals to, let me quickly check, 4/3 4 over 3x plus 4 over 3. So in simple terms, ladies and gentlemen, we just equate those 2 points to say at point A, ladies and gentlemen, it's more like in a way we're trying to calculate the x value of A and the y value of A. Okay, and we know at that point that's where straight line, let's say straight line AK, it's equals to straight line AB. Okay, so what is straight line AK? It's all of that, which is 4 over 3x plus 4 over 3 is equals to negative 3 over 4x plus 17 over 4. Then I can just move this to the other side and move this to the other side. So that means I'm actually having, I can just punch it on a calculator. It's more like I'm having 4 over 3x plus a 3 over 4x. Remember, it's a plus because when you move it, it changes a sign. So I'm just quickly going to punch it on a calculator. Guys. No. Guys, okay. There we go. You know, ladies and gentlemen, when your calculator gives you some problems, you just need to knock it, okay? Just to wake it up. So you've got 3 over, isn't there someone who wants to donate a calculator? So you've got 25 over 12x. Okay, hope I punched everything correctly. So it's 4 over 3 from that, and then negative 3 over 4. You change it to the other side, it changes the sign. Okay, so that means I've got 25 over 12x, which is equals to, then it's going to be 17 over 4, obviously, minus 4 over 3. So it's 17 over 4 minus 4 over 3, which is 35 over 12, which is 35 over 12. Okay, so you can just multiply both sides by 12. Okay, just so that it cancels what you did on the left, you also do on the right. So that means x, it's equals to it's 35 over that 25. So ladies and gentlemen, if we don't get the x value the same as this one on the question, then something is wrong and something is not correct. So that means when I punch this on a calculator, I must get 7 over 6. If not, ladies and gentlemen, something is wrong and it's not correct. So 35 over 35, let me just study to say 35 over 25. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting 7 over 5, okay, which is promising. So we just need to take this value and substitute either on this equation or on that equation. So let me just avoid this one with the negatives and use that one. So that means the y value is equals to, obviously, 4 over 3 in place of x. I just substitute that and say plus 4 over 3. So obviously, ladies and gentlemen, that means I must get 16 over 5 as an answer. If not, then something is wrong, ladies and gentlemen. So that means it's 4 over 3 into 7 over 5 close plus 4 over 3, 16. Ladies and gentlemen, it's promising. We're getting 16 over 5. It's promising, ladies and gentlemen. So that means we are on the right track. In this way, we've proven to say, therefore, the coordinates of A, it's actually 7 over 5 and 16 over 5. So in terms of the mark allocation, and remember, this question, how many marks was it allocated? Sure, these questions are lengthy, but given, little marks. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of us allocating you the marks, we'll just give you a mark for equating the 2. Okay, very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen. Then from there, we won't give you a mark for that final answer because it's already given in the question. We'll just give you a mark for that. And similarly here, ladies and gentlemen, we won't give you, let's see, where do you deserve a mark, ladies and gentlemen? There, for substitution, because obviously this is given there in the question, and again this is given there in the question. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how you score your marks for this question. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a great time and you fully understand what we have done so far. So ladies and gentlemen, let's now move to question 6.7, which says calculate the length of KA, and this question is allocated 3 marks. So let's see, this is question 6.7 and it's allocated 3 marks. Okay, so remember guys, they want you to calculate the length of KA, which is equals to, you just write the formula. I think it's let me see, it should be maybe x2 minus x1 close squared plus into y2 minus y1 squared. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please do make sure to know these formulas by heart. So now you need to know what is the coordinates. I think if I remember, these are the coordinates of K, and the coordinates of A we just calculated, and again we're just given on the question that the coordinates of A, it's 7/5 and 16/5. Okay, so this is an easy question. We're given all of the information, the other one we just calculated, so we just substitute. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, you know, they are testing your skills of substituting correctly. So let's assume this to be the second values, the first values. So obviously this is the x value, which is 7/5 minus, this is the first x value, then into -1, then you close and then you square to plus, you go to the y value, this is 16/5 minus the second value of y there, it's equals to 0. Then you just punch all of this on a calculator. You just say square root into, start with a fraction button and 7, go down and say 5, on the side say minus, then into, do -1, you close and you close again. Then you say squared, then you add into fraction button 16/5, on the side minus 0, you close and then you squared. You had to close 2 times. You have to do 2 brackets there because the first one closes that negative and the other one closes for everything, so that you square everything inside. Then you say it's equals to, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting 4. Okay, so remember guys, if you remember, this is that circle. This is that circle, right? And this is the center. So if you remember, from there to there, it's equals to, I think it's 4, isn't it? From that point there to there, it's equals to 4 because the radius we know it's 2. Okay, so again, now they are saying, you know, this is also 4 from A to K. Okay, so that means this is 4. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, in terms of a mark allocation, remember this is 3 marks, so we can just give you a mark for the correct formula, a mark for correct substitution, and we can just give you a mark for your final answer. Okay, very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen. So I assume you know, you fully understand exactly what's going on. Remember guys, nothing that I draw is to scale, so do not say from there to there it's a bit longer than there. Even though it's a bit longer, but because of the calculations were done, that means from there to there it's equals to that point from there to there. But remember guys, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know, what I drew in terms of orientation is the same as on the graph. I just want you to have an idea of you know, that 4 is from where to where. Okay, So I think we are now moving to question, what is it? I think we're now moving to question 6.8. 6.8, ladies and gentlemen. A very quick question over there. They're saying, why is KLNA a kite? Okay, so obviously, ladies, I think this is an obvious question, ladies. Why is it a kite? Remember, we've got a let me think of something, ladies and gentlemen. Let me think of something so that you know, it actually makes sense. Let me just check the question. They're saying, why is KLNA a kite? Let me just do this. Let me just do this. And obviously, we know, listen, a kite, it's something like this, isn't it? A kite is something like this, isn't it? So these sides must be equal and these sides must also be equal. Okay, so that's what I'm going to you know, try and check over there. I'm not sure if you'll understand, ladies and gentlemen, but AN, we already know that it's equals to NL. Okay, these are the you know, radii, obviously radii, you know, equal. Okay, so from there, which is A to N, it's equals to from N to L, because these are the two radius, ladies and gentlemen. So now I think it will make sense. Let me just try to redraw it over there. Remember, this is from A to N over there, and then you've got that one over there. So remember, this is 2, this is 2. That's why I'm saying radii are equal. So that means you know, radius number 1 is the same as that radius over there. Okay, very, very much important, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm not sure if you remember, guys. I'm not sure if you remember. I think we just calculated the length of KL, okay, which was equals to the length of KA. I'm not sure if you remember, ladies and gentlemen, but from what I remember, KL was equals to KA, which was equals to, I think it was equals to 4, if my memory serves me well. But I'm sure you've written it somewhere on the previous question, where we calculated the length from there to there, and it was the same length as from there to there. Okay, so that makes it a kite, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got 2, we've got 2, we've got 4, we've got 4. So remember, this is K there, and then this is L there, and then this is obviously N, and this is a, what is it? It's A. So this is 2, this is 2, this is 4, and this is 4. Therefore, you can just say, therefore, a K, A, N, and L is a kite. Okay, so it's very, very much important that you understand or know the characteristics of a kite. In that way, you'll be able to easily answer this type of questions, ladies and gentlemen. So, in terms of, you know, the mark allocation, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the mark allocation, let's see, we can just give you a mark for that, ladies and gentlemen. And again, we can just give you a mark for that statement. Obviously, I think, yeah, this question is worth 2 marks. So this is how you score your 2 marks, ladies and gentlemen. So let's now move to question 6.9. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, this lesson will be available as soon as we're done, so you can still you know, catch up. So let's check what is an interesting question. They say, show that in triangle ABK, angle B, it's equals to 45 degrees. What an interesting question, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just check. They're saying show that in triangle B, BK, show that that angle is equals to 45 degrees. You know, I like drawing so that it's easy to understand. So there's A, there's B, and there it's K. So we've got, I think we've got something like that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just say we've got something like that. Okay, obviously this is A, this is B, and this is K. And the angle that they want is that angle, of which we can just say it's angle theta. Okay, but remember guys, we already know that from there to there it's equals to 4. And again, we already know that from there to there it's equals to 4 units. So how about we try to calculate the length of KB? Okay, not sure if we'll be able to do that, because obviously we know this is -1 and this is 0. Okay, and again we know the coordinates of we obviously know the coordinates of A and N. Yeah, I think we do. We're given the coordinates of A, if you remember, ladies and gentlemen. A, it was, let me say, it was from the question 7/5, and again 16/5. Okay, and then obviously we know the coordinates of N is 3 and 2. Okay, we can then use the midpoint formula to calculate the coordinates of B. As soon as we get the coordinates of B, we can calculate the length of KB. From there, there's a formula that I'm going to show you which can be used to calculate the angle. As soon as we have the lengths of a triangle, if we can have, let's say, 1, 2, 3, then we can calculate any angle, ladies and gentlemen, using that formula. For now, it's important for us to be able to calculate that length. Okay, very, very much important, ladies. So now, let's see, obviously, let's say X value at the midpoint. What is the midpoint? Midpoint is N. It's equals to the X value at let's see, the X value, let's say at B, which is that, plus the X value at A divided by 2. So let's just, I think might run out of space, ladies and gentlemen, but let's just proceed. I'll just remove this information. So we obviously know the X value at N is equals to 3. Then the X value at B, it's what we want to calculate. Then you can just plus A. The X value at A, where is A? There is A. Then it's 7/5. All of this divided by 2. So you multiply, then you move it to the other side, and it changes a sign. So that means X at B, it's equals to that times that. It's equals to 6. Then you move it, it changes a sign. Then this is what it is. Then from there, we can just punch on a calculator to say 6 minus it's 7/5. Then we get 23/5. So we get 23/5. So that means at B, we've got the X value as 23/5. Let's now calculate the Y value. We just do the same. It's Y at N, it's equals to Y at B plus Y at A all over 2. What is Y there? We know it's 2. It's equals to Y at B. It's what we want to calculate. Then plus, what is Y at A? It's given, it's 16/5 over 2. Then we just cross multiply. We've got 4, obviously. Then we move that to the other side. Then it means Y is equals to 4. Then you move it to the other side, it changes a sign. It's that, which is equals to, then we just take on a calculator to say 4 minus 16 over 5. This is equals to, I'm getting 4 over 5, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure if you're also getting the same answer when you punch. So that means you've got 4 over 5 over there. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that means I think let me just remove all of this information, because you already noticed how you already noticed how to answer that question. So that means, remember, we are not done, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to calculate the coordinates of B. Then we can use the distance formula to calculate the length of KB. We know this is 4, we know this is 4, we just want that length. Okay, so I'll just straight away substitute. You obviously know the formula, isn't it? Or maybe let me just write it so that you're not confused. It's x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. What is x2, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just maybe assume that these are the second values, these are the first values. So that means the square root of what is x2? Then you can just say 23 over 5 minus x1. It's obviously negative 1. So still in brackets, you just say negative. You close 2 times, you add, then into, then it's 4 over 5 minus there y is 0, then you square it. Then you punch all of this, you get the distance. Let's see. So that means you've got into is 23 over 5 on the side, you minus into negative 1, close again, squared plus into, then it's 4 over 5 on the side minus 0, you close, you squared. So this is what I'm getting, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting 4 square root of 2. Okay, so that means that length is actually 4 square root of 2. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the formula that I was talking about. I think it's given on the formula sheet. This is the formula that I'm talking about, lady. I'm not sure if you are able to see, but this is the formula that we use. I think maybe if I can just I'm not sure. Okay, let me just do it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we have. This is what we have. This is A, B, K. We've got 4, 4. This is 4 square root of 2. And this is the angle that we want. Okay, so we're going to say this angle, this length, which is 4, it's equals to that squared. Obviously, it's this squared. It's equals to that squared plus that squared minus 2 times that cos of that angle. So that's what that formula means, ladies and gentlemen. It's unfortunate it's already late. I can't in detail show you where that formula comes from, but for now you just need to understand that it says the opposite sign is equals to the other side plus the other side. Remember, you squared, you minus 2, then is this BC multiplied by cos of angle between B and C. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, in this case, it means, maybe let me just draw it there to say, what is it? Okay, I think this is what we're actually dealing with, where this is that K there, this is A, this is B. We know this is 4, this is 4, this is 4 square root of 2, and this is the angle that we want to calculate. So in this case, our A, it's that 4. Okay, so in brackets, it's 4 squared, which is equals to B squared. We can just choose b to be 4. Even if you choose your b to be that, it makes no difference. Okay, then plus the other side, it's 4 square root of 2. Remember to square to say minus, then it's just that 4 and 4 square root of 2, then you've got cos A. Okay, so we just want to calculate that cos A. And remember, we are proving in this case, ladies and gentlemen, that that angle is equals to 45. Okay, so this is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, you've got that, so that means you're going to move that and also move that and divide by all of this. So that means you should have cos of a angle. Remember guys, this is cos of theta. If I said a there, it shouldn't be a, but it should be cos of a theta, which is cos of that angle over there, which is that angle over there. Okay, so this should be equals to, I'm just going to punch all of this, ladies and gentlemen. So remember, I've just said in brackets you've got 4 squared, which is that 4 squared. You have to minus that 4 squared again. You minus 4 close squared. So it's this 4 squared minus that. Okay, then you also move this side to this one to the other side. So you minus into its 4 square root of 2. Remember, at all times, ladies and gentlemen, it's squared. Okay, so you say it's equals to, you get a number which is, I'm not sure if you're getting the same number, but I'm getting negative 32. Okay, so you need to divide by all of this. So you divide by negative 2. Remember, this is that negative 2 into 4 close into 4 square root of 2. Then you close, it's equals to. So what I'm getting, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting a square root of 2 over 2. Okay, now let's check if second function of this will be equals to 49. So you can just say shift cos of answer close, it's equals to, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting 45 degrees. Okay, so obviously, ladies, I'm not going deep into explaining to you the second function, what you know what I mean, because I assume you already done all of this, ladies and gentlemen. You've already done this during the middle of the year, so now it's just a matter of quickly showing you how to approach this type of questions. This has been a very lengthy question, and let me see, it's allocated 3 marks. This is not good, guys. It was a lot of work. So in terms of allocation of marks, ladies and gentlemen, I think you deserve to be given a mark for you to be able to calculate that length over there. From there to there, you deserve to get a mark. Okay, so if it was me, I was going to give this question 4 marks, ladies and gentlemen, for firstly being able to calculate the coordinates of B, but it's fine. They just allocated it 3 marks. So this is where you score your first mark, and then from there, I think in terms of your second mark, ladies and gentlemen, we can just give it to you for correct substitution. Okay, and lastly, we give you for that stage. We cannot give you for that because already we said prove or show that that angle is equals to 45. Okay, so the last question, ladies and gentlemen, has been an interesting question, but still allocated very little marks. So ladies and gentlemen, the last question says, if the given circle is reflected about the x-axis, give the coordinates of the center of the new circle. A very easy question. Remember, guys, it's like you've got that circle over there, you've got that circle over there with the center of n, which is 3 and 2. So now they are reflecting this circle about the x-axis. So it's more like that circle is there, they are now reflecting it about the x-axis. If it was about the y-axis, then it means it's being reflected about the y-axis. So, ladies and gentlemen, that means that circle now is there. So they just, reflect it about the x-axis. So obviously, it's still along that same line. What changes? It's that value. Obviously, there is 2, so that means obviously there it will be minus 2. So in answering question 6.10, you just say the new value of n, which is rotated about the x-axis. Obviously 3, it remains the same, and then y is the one which changes a sign. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how you score your 1 mark for this question. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for joining. I assume you enjoyed this lesson as much as I did. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and most importantly, please do comment if you appreciate and understood all the information. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for joining. My name is Desmond, and I'm out.